All right, we are live here on Mental Health Monday. Hello, everyone. Give me a second to make sure that I get all the proper channels, streaming, make sure everything is working right. So I think everyone can hear me so far because I see the interpreter signing. So I'm assuming that you all can hear me just fine. So give me 1 second. Yes, all right. We are live. This is awesome. Go ahead and share this with your friends, with family. We have an exciting topic tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same myself. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's see. So I'm going to share it this way. And once you join on, feel free to put in the comments like where you're from, what state you're living in, what city you're living in, what country you're living in. Let us know. All right. So I have shared it already on Facebook. And I think I tried to connect tonight to YouTube as well. So hopefully that's going. If not, we're not going to worry about it. We're going to just go ahead and get started. And as we continue to have more Mental Health Mondays, we will make sure all those avenues are accessible to you all. So we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. Go ahead and again, share, do all of that and let people know that we're on here tonight and we're talking about dating and relationships. And so for those of you who may not know who I am, my name is Dr. Angela Scruggs. I am a licensed mental health therapist, a licensed professional counselor. I'm also a nationally certified interpreter, sign language interpreter, as well as a qualified mental health interpreter. And so I'm licensed here in the state of Tennessee and provide services. But if you want to know more about me, I'll put my Linktree information up where you can go to my website, Facebook page, YouTube, all of that information to learn more about myself. And so tonight, I'm going to allow our guests here. We have Mr. Isaiah Whalum. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. So Isaiah, go ahead and tell the people about you. Let me get you unmuted. Give me 1 second. There you go.
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. First and foremost, glad to be here. Thanks for the invite, Dr. Angela. I simply put, I am Isaiah Whalum. I'm a father, a brother, uncle, uh, country guy. Uh, I have several years of experience as it relates to working with people, especially in training, team building, also ministry experience. So I do love Jesus. And as it relates to tonight, just consider me the uncle that you like to go talk to when you're having a problem.
Yes. I like that. I like that. The uncle you
Yeah,
like to go talk to when you having a problem. That's what's up. Ain't nothing like going talking to the uncle sitting on the porch. He got I see you
yeah.
got your mug over there. I don't know what's in your mug, but you got your mug rocking
This
in
is
the
just
rocking
coffee.
chair.
This is just coffee in my mug tonight. This is
Rocking in your rocking chair and just sipping on it. Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you, share with us tonight some of your thoughts about, dating and relationship in particular from the man's perspective. And so tonight, our topic is just that, relationships are complex. And so understanding the complexities of relationships can be difficult between men and women. There's this book many, many years ago said that like men are from Mars and women are from Venus. And another way that I like to explain it in therapy is that a lot of times men are able to compartmentalize a little bit better or differently than women do. And we talk about men have boxes, let's say. And in the men's box, or in a man's box, they even have a nothing box. But oftentimes for us women, a lot of times, and this is not every woman, just like what my scenarios in terms of men is not every man, but I know for me, I don't have a nothing box. All my boxes got something in it. The other thing about me is that, and that I know is common for other women, if we think about a computer, a laptop, even now as I look at my screen right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have like 10 tabs open. Some of them I can't even see because they're so far on the sides. And so even if I shut my computer down, and I haven't shut the computer, I haven't turned the computer off. Those tabs are still running in the background. And so a lot of times for women, our brains never stop. We're always thinking, our brains are always turning about something. Now that's a positive thing, but that can be a not so positive thing, especially when it comes to relationships and dating, right?
Right.
Exactly. So basically, what we're going to do tonight is Isaiah and I, we're going to just have a conversation, like he said, like the uncle that you want to go talk to when you have, questions, having some problems. And we're going to try to understand us women. I want us women to come and understand men a little bit better. And so, Isaiah, that's what you're going to help us do tonight. It's just kind of understand things more so from a man's perspective. So again, our general overall theme is just understanding the complexities in relationships. But specifically tonight, we're going to look at dating and dating from the man's perspective, what I call man secrets. Now, Isaiah ain't going to really be sharing no man secrets because that's what man's secrets. But
Right.
he's going to, yes, but he don't want to get kicked out the men's club. No, but we are going to talk about, he's going to help us women understand dating from a man's perspective a little bit better. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So Isaiah, what are some things that you feel like are important things for us women to know when it comes to dating and relationships?
That's a very good question. And I'll start by saying this. Um, Generally, what you think you know is not what you think you know.
Oh, come on now. See, you already, now when you be talking, I be taking notes. So let me just get my paper together. Say that one more again for the peoples.
I will. Generally, what you think you know is not what you think you know.
Hmm.
Because uh, look at it this way: two individual lives. I'm gonna be like, I'm going bare minimum so people can understand this. You like hot dogs, I like sausage links.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, you don't like cheese, I love cheese.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You follow me? And
Yeah.
we're going to embark on this possible journey to see if we can go together,
Okay.
if we can be together.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds simple and plain, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Until I order you a sandwich with cheese on it.
Okay.
Can go together.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have to start understanding by understanding this. I am trying to connect my life with somebody who has been free and clear as an individual. They have made it this far in life on their own accord, whatever the support system is, whatever that is. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely, I cannot approach this like you've been waiting for me to come in and save the day because I was all that you was missing. No, no. You might, or I might bring something to the table that's an asset, but you have to be very cautious that what you assumed was an asset was
Mm-hmm.
really a liability. Makes sense?
Yeah.
All right. So now let's get together. Well, how do we get together? Over coffee, over dinner, or whatever you choose to you as your vehicle to do the getting together.
Uh-huh.
but you still have to be mindful. This is an individual like I'm an individual.
Right.
I am not here to impose my will on them, nor are they here to impose their will on me. There is when the issue starts.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the background, as you so eloquently explained, is running your agenda. And you may have started building your agenda when you were 16 years old, from your first date. Then you talked to your mama because your heart got broke. You didn't like what mama said. So you went to Big Mama. Big Mama told you something. You partly like what she said. You went to your favorite auntie. She said something that you completely like. Then your
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend told you something that sounds kind of sort of okay. And you collected all these nuggets to put in your toolbox. Now the day has come, and you're going to reach in your toolbox and pull out one of these tools. And you might just pull out the wrong tool
Yeah.
and apply it in the wrong situation. So, things running in the background, it's very important that you shut those unnecessary things off that are running in the background. Right?
Mm.
I heard a comedian or somebody say years ago, you know, you go out with a man, I'm sitting there thinking, or the man is sitting there thinking, man, there's some great fries. And the woman is over there thinking, I already know what our color's gonna be for the wedding.
Wow.
Right. So it's important to simplify the beginning. The
Right.
beginning is simple. How do you simplify the beginning? By simply, hey, I like this. What do you like?
Yeah.
And then be honest. Hey, I don't like that. And I can't beat up on you because you don't like it. I should understand. You should be interested enough to me that I want to understand
Mm-hmm.
how this came to be. You're not there to investigate me because you know how some women do. Now, you know how some of y'all do. Soon as a man tell you something, and I'm telling you the exact thing, I'm telling you what it is. Nah, that ain't what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is. You so so in that moment,
Uh-huh.
you're gonna throw me off the wagon. So simplicity is the key.
Hmm.
We're having a dialogue. We're talking.
Yeah.
We're trying to understand, not investigate.
Mm-hmm.
I want to understand. I want to get to know you. I cannot get to know you with preconceived notions. Preconceived notions or thoughts or ideas or things running in the background takes the authenticity out of what we're trying to do.
Hmm. So now, you've said some things here, and that's deep, and it's because here's the thing. One of the things I'll get to maybe a little bit more so toward the end, but I might bring some of that up now, because when we talk about things running in the background, one of the things when I think about what happens to our brain when from this is from infancy up throughout our adulthood. And it can be difficult sometimes to shut some of those things off that are running in the background because they've been running for so long. The family
Right.
that we were raised in, there are parts of us that are reactive, that innate part of us in our brain that's reactive before we even realize it. So I feel like, when you're saying that you've got to shut some of those things down in the background, you don't shut them all down, but you definitely need to assess what windows you have open and which ones need to remain open, need to be closed, and some of them might need to be fixed. You know how sometimes a window or a virus may come up on your computer,
Mhm.
that it may be still a good, the content itself initially was good, but it's been contaminated somehow. And so that one just might need to be cleaned up. You need to get your Norton in there, let it do what it do, or take it on down to the Geek Squad, let them do what they do to kind of clean up
Mhm.
that virus so that so that window or that system can continue to operate in a proper way. So I feel like that's an important part to pull out, because I think you're right. We've got to shut down some of these windows, but we've really got to look at ourselves and say, what are the windows that I have open? What are those things that I am living my life by that could be hindering or become an obstacle in a dating relationship?
That is a very good uh first and foremost starting place. In anything that is mechanical, it has moving parts, like in manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever a plant uh, has been producing, and then they say, hey, let's really look at how we're producing, what we're producing. Are we effective? Are we efficient?
Mm-hmm.
All those
Mm-hmm.
things come into play. And once those things are discovered and detailed and talked about, what happens next is this: there is a shutdown. In the
Mm.
shutdown, a, a specialty crew comes in, does specialty cleaning, retooling, rearranging, getting what's necessary updated, what isn't necessary out the door.
Mm.
That is very vital if you want to keep your productivity up.
Yes. Oh, now you are preaching over
Okay.
there.
All right. So if
That's deep.
if you're going to date
Mm-hmm.
and you want healthy dating,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, just look at how healthy are my relationships? Now,
Okay.
granted, you might be in a family of dysfunction,
Mm-hmm.
but you may have decided to do the work. I'm going to go to counseling. I'm going to go to therapy. I might have to kind of step away from this person or that person or this
Right.
thing because this is toxic. And when we get together, you identify those things in your family. Well, the
Mm-hmm.
reason why that we can't do that in our family, that's a different kind of honesty, a different kind of
Mm.
shutdown for me to acknowledge. My mother did birth me into the world, but mama is a little crazy.
Yeah.
Because certainly you don't want to tell your friends or your possible life partner, hey, I just want to let you know my family crazy.
But you should, because when you really think
But you
about it,
should,
everybody's family got crazy. I mean, you
right.
know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But if you tell me that, what do you think my natural question to you will be? Are you crazy? And see, at that moment, it's a good time for you to be transparent.
Mm-hmm.
But that only comes as the we develop. But first, if you have not done the work to stop the stuff that's running in the background or take a shutdown,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to do it. And I hate this ideology, terminology. I don't even know where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. This concept of fake it till you make it,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because you cannot, it's certain things, Dr. Angela, that you cannot compartmentalize and make it in one area. It's universal,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Guess what? Faking is universal.
Okay.
I mean, we see it every day. How many people put on exercise clothes and they ain't been nobody's gym?
They went to the Walmart or went to Target.
Nobody's gym. And guess what? Somebody may, oh, you be working out? You know what? I try to do my best. No, you don't work out. You just like the way them yoga pants fit.
Right, right, right.
All right, he likes the way the the compression tights fit under the athletic shorts.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't mean that those tools are being used for what they were intended for.
Mm-hmm.
So in a sense, you're faking it till you make. Well, if you fake it that, guess what? You're gonna fake just about at everything.
Hmm.
So now you're trying to get in a relationship that calls for you to be transparent.
Yeah.
But most people take that as a horrible thing. Let me say this: transparency is not the same as I'm gonna just keep it 100 or I'm gonna just be real with you.
Right. Right.
Because I don't know to the level of your realness that you're being real with me about. But
Mm-hmm.
when you're transparent, you understand this. I might tell you this, and you might say, I'm good.
Yep.
And
Yep.
if I'm going to be transparent with you, I'm going to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
guess what? I can't take your choice away. I don't have a right to take your
Mm.
choice away.
Yes.
And if it doesn't work, we ain't gotta fall out. I ain't got to call nobody and be like, man, let me tell you about this girl. Man, this girl was tripping. How was she tripping? She told me that she really don't want to be with nobody got bad credit. Well, is your credit bad? Well, I mean, it's a 3.8. I'm working on it. Well, I mean, that's
Her
that's
choice.
what was wrong about that choice.
Right.
It, if anything, you should have said, well, what's your credit score? And if she said 880, you should have been saying, hey, forget about being boyfriend and girlfriend. Help me get my credit score up.
Okay. That's good. So here's another question then, because I have heard some people say that, let's say if the woman has better credit, and just use an example that you gave, that might make a man feel a certain type of way. Or let's say if the woman makes more than he does, that might make him feel a certain type of way. So can you talk maybe some about what it is about some men who are not maybe able to receive from a woman when they are maybe in a better place in a specific area than he is at that time?
That's a good, you know what? That's a good question.
Thank you.
um, here's my belief on that.
Okay.
Um, it's one thing if I think all those ideologies, if any man holds that in his mind at this present day, it's a smokescreen for things that he's unwilling to address, fix, get on top of, and do better by.
Hmm.
Okay. Uh, I don't think there's ever been a time, unless you had two professional people that were together, but still two professional people at high salaries, somebody still is
Yeah.
making more money than the other person,
Hmm.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, who makes more money, Beyonce or Jay Z? We don't know, but
Hmm.
I guarantee you somebody makes a little bit more money than the other one.
Right.
Now, is that, and there's so many other things that go into that.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, we're working on something together. So why is that even an issue? Unless you're one of these people who have learned to love in transactions.
Okay. Come on. Elaborate.
Okay. There are some people that they think love, care, and all those things are transactions. And once we make the transaction, I want a receipt and documented invoice of this happening,
Keeping records.
keeping records. All right. So if you're dealing with a man who has a problem with a woman being in the marketplace, at home, if she can edge up the grass a little bit better than he can,
Hmm.
well, and if he has a problem with that, you should put your best running shoes on and get thee away.
Your best running shoes.
Best running shoes, because there is no way you will ever solve that, because you
Hmm.
can't solve that. That's an issue that he has to work on.
Yeah.
And usually, what I've seen in that, that's when the manipulation comes into play. That's where the things come in, because now you're trying to hold somebody down or make somebody scale back their velocity, whatever their momentum is at the things that they choose to run after in life, to make them feel good. So you're gonna make yourself miserable to make somebody feel good.
Mm.
That no,
Mm.
that's a no go. That's a no go. That's a no go. So I have daughters. There is no way I would tell my daughter, well, I want you to get married or whatever, but don't make more money than them, because I don't. You don't want them to be feel disrespected.
Right.
How's that disrespected? Oh, you know what? We can. That means I belong can have a first name.
It's OSCAR.
Yeah, I mean, what's the plan here? Oh, you know what? Well, I'll stay home and get these kids together and mop and sweep. How do we balance this out so we can win?
Yeah.
Isn't that the aim? We want to win. And what are we trying to win against? Anything that would keep us bound in bondage and keep us from living an abundant life. Sometimes the thing that's keeping you from living an abundant life, you're holding their hand, but you just don't want to let it go.
Mm. You see, I felt that one. Just mm. You said something that I wrote down, and I think this is part of the challenge when it comes to dating. And when I say dating, this may be after you have been in this relationship for a while, potentially.
Mhm.
But I'm thinking. You said we. Help me. I'm interested to hear your perspective on this because I think there has to be a healthy level of me
Mhm.
before you become a we. And what I mean by that is that when you talked about don't make yourself miserable to make someone else feel good, what I'm hearing is that there's a lack of having healthy boundaries. And a boundary,
Right.
especially an emotional boundary, a boundary meaning where your emotions end and mine begin. Like, what is that separation? I think, of course, there is a time where, you need to be an encourager. There needs to be that back and forth in terms of quid pro quo, and I encourage you, you encourage me, but that's because we are focused on the we. And I think a lot of times in relationships, and maybe even us as people, have become more me focused when you're in a relationship. You do have to have a healthy balance of me, but you also have to focus on we. How do we win? Because sometimes in order for we to win, me has to step back. So there's this balance, or this dance, if you will, of how do I have healthy boundaries and know when to say no, but also know when to say I need to put myself aside because we need is what needs to be the focus right now. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. But I look at it this way:
Okay.
before there's we, it's me.
Yes. Yes.
You said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, as a man, I know there are just some things as a man that I want.
Okay.
I'm going to be in pursuit of. And if I acquire those things as a man, me,
Mm-hmm.
then the we, in some areas, it's easy for us to win in.
Hmm.
Let me give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times ladies misunderstand a man's passion,
Okay. Okay.
because
So these are man
when,
secrets to me. Come on.
when we're passionate,
Mm-hmm.
we our you get a glimpse of our emotional health when you see our passion, right?
Okay.
Sometimes because it's especially right now in this day and age, it's almost hard to be a man in a healthy way because somebody is watching to say, "Oh, toxic masculinity,"
Mm.
and sometimes it's just not it. I'm entitled to my opinion. I'm entitled to have a feeling, a thought, a way I may see something, and it's okay if I express it. Well, if I express it with passion, sometimes I'll get labeled as you're angry. I'm not angry, I'm passionate about this. Well, if you weren't angry,
Mm.
you're raising your voice. Well, I didn't raise my voice, it just went up an octave because I was expressing my passion. That is a telltale sign as to how your conflict resolution is going to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't understand my passion in the way I express it and talk about it and share it, you're going to automatically become ready, set, go to take offense.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can I say something, Professor?
go right ahead. Go right ahead.
But you know what? I wrote this down. I feel like that often happens vice versa as well. That a
It
woman may
does.
be
It
speaking
does.
passionately and the man may take offense. So I feel like, again, it kind of goes back to understanding self and understanding why did I take offense to that? Because maybe and it's not that there's anything wrong with taking offense, but it's how do I respond to that? How do I resolve this conflict? You see, because
Right.
we all are going to have these triggers in us, again, from childhood up to now. There are things that are ingrained in our neural pathways that come from when we were kids, you know.
Can I? Okay. So this is what happens in that. This is
Okay.
how that comes about.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we talked about the apps running in the background, all the
Yeah.
stuff you need to shut down. Okay. So let's think about childhood trauma.
Okay.
And
Okay.
when I say childhood trauma, especially for black people,
Mm-hmm.
it's some things that now are absolutely against the law will get you down in the jail for doing to your kids.
Mm-hmm.
But we took it as that's just the way it is because this is how we grow up because we're black.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give an example.
Come on now.
Mama, I want a man. Ooh, baby, you ought to get a man. Mama, I got a man. He good to me. Well, it started out good, but you better be ready any day because anything can happen.
Mm.
Now you filed that because mama said.
Yeah. Yeah.
First disagreement, everybody pack up. I'm finna go because my mama said you was gonna do that.
Yeah.
Men do the same thing. You go home, Dad, I found it. Daddy bitter because he ain't never had a good woman. Plus, even your mama wasn't good. And he bitter. And then what happens? As soon as man, Dad, I got a good woman. Dad, she the one. I think
Yeah.
she won. Yeah, son, that way they say that, but you better go look at her mama. And if her mama talk crazy, she gonna talk crazy. So now we're being programmed
Yeah. Yeah.
with a way to answer something that's not what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, you ever been around people?
Or you just can't apply it to everything. You can't apply that
No,
because that was mom and them experience doesn't mean that's going to be your experience.
it's not even Dr. Angela, it's not even that. Can I tell you how deep and yet simple it is?
Uh-huh.
It's the fact that there are a lot of people that are fear peddlers. They peddle negativity.
Hmm.
They cause everything bad happen to them. It's a natural maturation, so it should happen to you. And it's normal, but it's not normal. But again, because we don't want to be the one I don't want to hurt mama feelings. I don't want to hurt daddy feelings. Daddy and mama hurting everybody else's feelings
Mm,
in a very detrimental way. So if you're not willing to be the me and go towards that, face that, fix it, how could you get with somebody? Because this is what's going to happen. I know people that got loud mouths.
okay.
And the first thing you know, they always telling other people that they loud.
Mm,
And then if you point out, but you're always loud, they'll swear before everything green, holy. I don't know what you talking about.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And then if you get closer into their environment, you notice, oh, this is a normal thing.
mm,
But they don't see it because what's abnormal to me is normal to them.
yeah.
So you're gonna beat me down to accept your abnormality.
Your dysfunction.
I was just trying to be nice.
Oh, well, being nice ain't gonna get nobody to the place. We trying to
Okay,
get better together.
well let's get better together.
Yes.
You're trying to impose your will on me and
Mm-hmm.
break me, so I will accept and insulate you on something you should have already corrected before you got to me.
Mm,
You know how many people in this day and age, they don't want somebody to be so we can be good together.
yeah.
They want somebody they can say, ah, thank you. See, Lord, I knew you was gonna bless me with what I deserve. Well, blessings require maintenance.
Mm.
So God is gonna bless me with a good woman that cook, clean, and know how to put a button back on the shirt and loving and tender and kind.
Ah, yes.
And I am not gonna take the trash out. I'm not gonna help fold clothes.
Come on now.
I'm not going to. I gotta. It ain't about meet you in the middle. Hey, I'm merging on the highway so we can roll together.
That's right. That's right.
But I think, shoot, this what I'm supposed to get. I'm supposed to come on. Soon as I sit down, the plate supposed to be sliding in front of me. Okay. Do you know how many people believe right now
Mm-hmm.
that's how relationships are? So many young ladies, old ladies think a man get with me, he supposed to take care of me. Well, that's out of order. I ain't supposed to do that for your man. I do that if I'm your husband.
Ah, yes, 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 yes,
So
yes.
how you think as your man, I'm supposed to pay your rent, mortgage, and mine?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody finna be in the tent. Somebody about to be on somebody's couch. And it's that notion, then it's making a lot of us as men, we're missing the fact. If we want committed long-term relationships, he who finds a wife
Mm-hmm.
finds a good thing.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It does not say he who finds a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
It does not say that.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean you can't be a good girlfriend, but you have to understand, you just trying to be a good girlfriend or you trying to move to being a good wife. It's kind of like entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Everybody loves out here talking about, hey, what do you do? I'm an entrepreneur. See, it's
Mm.
easy to say that
Mm-hmm.
because most of us are not going to go check and see what you're really about when it comes to being an entrepreneur. But entrepreneurship is
Mm-hmm.
the vehicle to get you to business ownership. It's a difference.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay? I I want to be a good boyfriend, You want to be a good girlfriend. You because that's the vehicle that gets us to where we're going.
Mhm.
Some of us just like long car trips.
Come on, come on.
And then some of us got in the car knowing good and doggone well you did not want to go where the car was going.
Hmm.
But you
Hmm.
enjoy you enjoy the ride because at least you're gonna stop and get some good food to eat
Hmm. Hmm.
and let you do some good shopping, see the sights.
Mhm.
But you know all along, I don't even want to go where this car is going. And you have this person dispensing all these things only to find out this ain't what you really wanted. It's like
Yeah.
success. Everybody wants success, right?
Mhm.
Everybody wants success. But ask a person specifically, what does success look like to you? And
Hmm. Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
become philosophical in their explanation, they have no clue as to what they're talking about. I can plug in so many things. Hey, you want a house? I want a house, right? My idea of a house may be a 3-story, 12,000 square feet, 3-car garage, swimming pool, outside kitchen, theater, all these
Okay.
nice things, home office.
Mhm.
And you could be thinking, you know what? I grew up in a trailer. My aunt Shirley got a double wide trailer, and me and my husband said we're gonna get a quadruple wide trailer and put it in mama yard, and because that's what we want. That's the kind of house we want.
Right.
We got a problem. I
Right.
don't want to live in a trailer, and
Right.
you don't want to live in a house. What we
Mhm.
doing together? What we doing together? Wasting time.
Right. Unless and I don't know, maybe whew, this is so good. And we got about 17 minutes left. And you're right. Um but I also think there comes a place where you have to compromise, you know? But again, I feel like some of these things, I think some of the aspects of what you were saying, like what is it that I want? Know what you want is kind of what I'm hearing. um, Maybe people need to kind of create a list of non-negotiables and negotiables. Okay, so there may be some things like hands down, this is a deal breaker for me, and then maybe on the other side, because maybe she might want to come up once she start realizing how good it is to live in a house, she might be willing to compromise on her quadruple wide trailers, you know? But I think that's one thing that's important. And you said something about this earlier in terms of being honest. I think we first have to be honest with ourselves. I think you're right that a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves, and maybe don't have a clear idea of what they want, or they're willing to flex on the non-negotiables, meaning getting that long car ride that they really want to go on, only to get so far down the road that they feel like they can't turn back, and so they just keep going on this journey to nowhere or everywhere. You know?
Mhm. Well, here's look at it this way. Circles only make one turn, either right or left. What happens, the diameter of the circle just gets
Mm-hmm.
wider. You're still going in the circle.
Yeah, make go win it. Oh, not that circle.
That circle.
Uh huh.
That circle too. Uh, me to we requires it doesn't mean you're perfect. No one is perfect.
Right.
It does mean I'm able to talk about the tough stuff, but I won't
Mm-hmm.
put your face on the things that are tough for me. So I can continue to make an excuse as to why it won't change, why I won't up my velocity of work, why I'm dragging my feet, why I have a problem of the simplest task of us becoming going from me to we,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh statistically, you're the doctor, not me. I don't play one on TV or any of that stuff. But in relationships, still money is the biggest issue in relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know why for men, and it gets bad for us because in the beginning of me getting to know you, I'm spending money sometimes that I know I ain't got no business spending
Mm.
trying to get you.
Mhm.
But if I could take a line from Future, whom the Lord was using prophetically and he didn't know it, when he said, chicken wings and fries, we don't go on dates. See, you have to earn a Ruth Chris trip.
Okay. Okay.
I am not taking you to Ruth Chris because, hey, I just, no, there was a time I did. And I wish
Mhm.
I can go back and call all them numbers and say, give me my money back. I'm just being honest. Because here's the thing that gets in the way of me seeing you.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
it's kind of like going to Vegas.
Mhm.
You can be broke as a joke, but once you on that plane headed to Vegas, and the pilot says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have just crossed the Colorado River. We're 45 minutes away from McCurran Airport." And the plane seems like the plane go up. Everybody be like, "Hey,
Uh-huh.
hey!" And some people done they have rearranged cell phone bills, light bills, all this stuff to go to Vegas for a
Yeah.
weekend,
Mhm.
right? Okay. And some you okay, but you're gonna have a moment, and some gonna say, "Now you know good well we ain't got no business out here,"
Right.
and you're gonna try to tune that out best you can. Reality is gonna reset in on you.
Mhm.
The airplane is headed back to your respective city.
Yes.
Okay, so if we if we pull out the things for men that we have considered a long time, this is necessary because I'm trying to get you to like me. You get to like me by talking to me, getting to know me. Tell me what your interests are, who you be with. That's how we get to know each other. That's a
Mhm.
walk in the park. That's a cup of coffee. That's the time we're genuinely spending to
Yes.
get to know each other. And in
Yes.
that getting to know each other, then we ask questions. Questions to understand. Me to we.
Yes.
Hey, I like old school R&B. What kind of music you like?
Right.
Okay. And then if you say, because men, we're guilty of this, you say, ooh, I like all that, but ooh, I just don't like that rap and hip hop.
Mm.
Sometimes we'll be like, oh, for real? And you might come back with, I hope you don't listen to rap and hip hop. Oh, no, no, I don't listen to that. I don't listen.
Mhm.
And we'll do that because maybe this improves the odds for her to like me. And then one day you get in the car and I forgot I was listening to Jay-Z, and you get in there and I crank the car up and Jay-Z say I got 99 problems, but a woman ain't one. And you lied. What did I lie about?
Yeah.
You said you don't listen to, and then I say I only said it because you look like you was real passionate about it. But at that point, you don't care because you're gonna take it to the worst thing. Because if you lied about that, what else you lying about?
What you said.
All right. So women don't understand. For men, when we first initially meet you,
Mhm.
we're doing what we can to get you to like me. I need to make sure you like me.
Mhm.
And women accept those advances because we think it's, hey, this is what it's supposed to be. Take me out, spend money, let me get drinks, take me on, let me shop, take me on a trip. It's some men out here doing stuff for women they ain't done for their mama. They won't buy their mama a Birkin bag. Uh,
Hey.
you ain't bought your sister a Louis Vuitton purse. I mean, so I am going to I'm going to I just want you to think about that.
Yeah.
So I'm selling you hopefully on something to get you to buy. I want you to buy the idea that you could like me. And guess what a lot of women do?
Hmm.
They take that knowing it ain't. You'll call your friend. You know I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I need to use the bathroom. You go to the bathroom. I'm sitting there. You know I'm shoot. I'll spend this money. I know this. I'm having a good evening. And if you could be a fly on the wall in the bathroom, because she done call her girl in the handicap stall, because it's deep and you can get in there kind of squanched down. And one of them, and she, girl, how's it going, girl? You know what? He is so lame. I'ma just eat this food and drink these drink, and I can't wait till he take me home. Well, girl, ain't nothing nice about him. He just ain't my type. I, but he did say he was gonna take me to Ruth Chris, so I came. Well, what you gonna do when you leave there? Girl, Jerry called me. I'm gonna see what he talking about. And she done came back to the table, got a to-go box to take half that steak she didn't eat to Jerry. And I asked her, did you enjoy yourself? I did. We should do this again. Where you want to go next week? I mean, if you buy wherever you want to take me.
That's interesting. I will throw this out here. I just got to throw one out for my sisters.
Go
Everybody
ahead.
ain't like that because
Everybody isn't. I'm
yeah,
just giving you an example.
you're
That
right.
doesn't fit everybody. But can I tell you what happens?
Come on.
For men, then we'll continue down that path getting the same results.
Okay.
And we squandered our resources. We haven't been we're really not doing what we need to do for our to make me suitable for we.
Mm.
Because somebody has to tell us
That diameter is getting bigger and bigger and
your
bigger.
diameter is just getting bigger and bigger. And
Okay.
you just either making a left turn or a right turn in this circle.
Mhm.
For women, I think because and I get it. In you want to know that if I give my life to this man, he can take care of me. How do you get a preview of that? How is he taking care of himself?
Mhm. Yeah.
How is he taking care of himself? Is he making sure his bills are paid on time? Something as simple as this. I wa- hey, I want to see how you handle conflict.
Mhm. Yeah.
You, you with a man dating, and you out here, girl, he don't never get mad. Girl, he ain't never raised his voice at me one time. Then y'all get married. You right there. Hey, what time y'all coming over to the barbecue? I can't come this time. I fell down
Mhm.
because you got a firsthand taste of his anger because he held it from you.
Yeah.
Because he knew if I show it to you, boy, I start calling my dad and brothers over here so they can beat you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So me to we requires, and I know it may be like, I know it's so much, but I want people to get the gist of it. if you're working on me, if I'm trying to make sure that I'm the best version of myself, consistent. I just want to
Yeah.
be consistent. I
Yeah.
want to do the things. Can I be 80-20? Let me just shoot for 80-20.
Mhm.
If I'm trending down on 20%, but 80% is trending up, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But also, if I'm open to, you know, always be open to change. You need to be open to change for yourself
Yes.
way before you're able to change for somebody else
Yes.
because you will not do it. You will not. I don't care if people say do it for the kids. You know how many people couldn't change for the kids? Hey, the doctor can tell you, you got to change your lifestyle. And
Yeah.
we might bury you with a Twinkie in your pocket. So, but if you're committed to saying, I want to be the best version of myself, well, the only way you're going to find out what the best version of yourself is, you gotta you gotta really search within and be
Yeah.
honest about, well, this is what, do I like where I come from? Okay, if I don't like where I come from, how did it affect me? And then how does it make me respond and react and move in a social setting?
Yeah.
Right? There's some people can't get ahead on their job because what they think being a supervisor or because they have been misinformed about what that is. So they
Right.
on the job mishandling opportunities, can't never get ahead.
Yeah. So let me
Right?
let me go ahead and cut you off here real quick because we
Go ahead.
have 3 minutes, and I see Jess Archer. She put in a y'all gonna need a part two. You right. We do need a part two. And the part two was to kind of talk about it from a woman's perspective. But I want to just, as we gonna just go ahead and wrap it up here, and you and I will converse and see if we can get us a part two going here. Um, but one of the things you mentioned was really taking time to get to know each other. And I looked to see if I had the book right near me, but I don't. And that's a very good point because there's a workshop I'm going to teach very soon here this year. It's
Mhm.
basically dating by design. How do we date differently in a way that's healthier? And one of the books that I love, I use this a lot with clients, is How to Avoid Falling in Love with a Jerk or jerkette. Jerk is unisex, so we're not talking about how,
Mhm.
like men only. No, women can be jerks too. And
Mhm.
so, one of the things he talks about, Dr. Van Epp talks about in his book, is really taking time to get to know a person. But I think you made a very important point is when you think about the me, you got to get to know me first. You've got to be honest with self first. And I like to say you got to know your own crazy because we all got some kind of crazy going on,
Mhm.
So
Right.
know
Right.
yourself before you can, because when you do, then your me can evolve into a we, you know
Right.
and so I think those are some very good points to kind of pull out as we come to a close today, is that know yourself, be honest with yourself. I see Cassandra in the chat is saying get to know me first. Exactly, you got to get to know yourself first. But I think you also said something else that was very important, is that that's going to mean that you have to be willing to be honest with yourself, to look at those parts that are maybe ugly and just be like, okay, this is my ugly part. And what do I do about this? And then be honest about, again, your negotiables and your non-negotiables. And then
Mhm.
don't flex on that, um and so this has been we have had some very good conversation tonight. You all, I hope you all have enjoyed Uncle Isaiah on this sitting on the porch watching the cars go by, waving at the neighbors as you're sipping on your cup of coffee and listening to Uncle Isaiah. The goal of Mental Health Mondays is to be able to bring, content to where you can really think about how you are ebbing and flowing in life so that you can continue to live a successful life, going in a direction that is progressing and not going in a circle doing the same thing over and over, your diameter getting bigger and bigger and you expecting different results, but you're getting the same result. And that's what we know as insanity. So
Mhm.
we're trying to clear up the madness so that we can all be a better self. so that we can go from me to we if that's what you desire. Or if you just want to be a better me, then just be a better me, you
Right.
know?
Right.
So, but that is our time for tonight. I don't want to keep us on here beyond the time that we have designated. But Isaiah, I appreciate you coming in and giving us some good old school Uncle Mississippi Uncle wisdom, um, tonight. And we definitely need to have a part two because there's just a whole lot more that we need to talk about. So those of you that are watching, make sure that you share this. This has been streaming on YouTube as well as Facebook. So feel free to share, like, subscribe, all that stuff, whatever people say. And then also, if you want to know more about me, about Dr. Scruggs counseling or Facebook and any of those things, you can go to my Linktree account here, and this gives you all those links to those different websites, or go to the Facebook page. Another thing that I would like to say, and then we'll wrap up here, is men and women, we want to hear from you. So I put out a link earlier or this weekend, wanting to know from you men, what are some things that you wish women knew about you, or that you want women to understand about you? And it's just a quick little anonymous survey, and it's literally just one question: what do you want women to know? And you just type it in there, and then I put two other optional, where if you wanted to add more, because some men might just like, I have one thing. Other men might, I got several things I want women to know. And so you can take that opportunity to put that information in there, because we want to know, because us women, we have our windows open and we have all this potential dysfunction that we have learned over our lifetime that we think we know about men that we really don't know. That was one of the things that Isaiah said at the top of this live tonight, was that what you think you know is not what you think you know. And I think a lot of us, men and women, have some perspectives in our minds that are in fact not true. And so we've got to begin to dismantle those thoughts so that we can live healthier, healthier together. So thank you all for joining tonight. Again, thank you, Isaiah. I really appreciate it. I want to thank Annie, the interpreter, as well, for being here tonight and providing sign language interpreting. If you all have any additional comments, continue to put them in the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. And then let me say this, and then we'll wrap up for real. So the next episode is going to be the same topic, but we're going to talk about it from a woman's perspective. And so we may have Isaiah come back and hear from a man's, the man's version of the woman's perspective. I might get somebody else to come on here as well. Then also, my plan is for February 14th. Y'all know that's Valentine's Day. But I want to hear from the married people, because there are lots of us single people out here. It's like, when, Lord? Why, Lord? When? But here's the thing. And I know this as a therapist, and I don't know this as a married person, but I've heard, we don't understand as single people what it really looks like being on the other side of marriage. There are things that we have, again, we assume what we think we know about marriage is not what we think we know about marriage. And so I want married people to tell us the good is great. We hear all the good, but I don't think people oftentimes tell you, not necessarily the bad, but the struggles where you have to really sacrifice. And so I want to hear from married couples talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly, And so you guys, we have a lot of great content coming up for the rest of this month when we kind of get close to Valentine's Day, so that we can be healthy and better together. So thank you again, everyone, for joining tonight. And we will see you all next week for Mental Health Monday. You all have a good night.